ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते यौपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओमित्येतदक्षरमुद्गीतमुपासीत ओमिति ह्युद्गायते तस्योपव्याख्यानम् Page 588 in Brahma Sutra. Sanya Murti Kliptistu Trivat Karvataha Upadeshat. Sanya Murti Kliptihi. Sanya, the name or the designation, Murti, the form or the shape, the name and form, Kruptihi, the creation. Trivit Kurvataha, it is on part of the one, that is Ishvara or Lord, who has brought about the Trivit Karanam, who has brought about the threefold combination. Meaning that this name and form, so manifestation of name and form must also be on the part of Ishvara, who has already brought about the threefold combination. On what ground do you say that? Upadeshat, because that is how it is taught, that's how it is instructed. Just reviewing the sutra that we have done already. Sat prakriyayam tejo bandhanam srishtim abhidhaya upadishyate. Srishtim abhidhaya, having stated srishti or the creation of Sat Prakriya, beginning from Sat or existence or Brahman, Upadishyate. So having stated the creation of the three elements from Sat or Brahman, then Upadishyate. So Upadeshat, this is what the Shruti teaches. सायं देवता ऐक्षत हंत अहिमाः तिस्रो देवताः अनेन जीवेन आत्मना अनुप्रविश्य नाम रूपे व्याकरवाणीति. Sayam Devata Aikshata. This Devata called Sat, which was the cause of these three elements, Aikshata, it saw, it visualized, deliberated. Hanta, now, Aham Imaha Tisro Devataha Anena Jivena Atmana Anupravishya, entering these three Devatas, the fire, water, earth, as their Jivatma. As their Jiva, I will enter these three Devatas, Nam Rupe Vyakarvani iti, and I will bring to clear manifestation the name and form. Tasam Trivutam Ekaikam Karvani iti. And then, so first it says, I will bring the manifestation Nam Rupa. So Nam Rupa Vyakaranam is stated first. And so Trivutam Ekaikam Karvani, I'll make each of the elements threefold. That is stated later on. So there is a Pathak Karma, sequence of the text. But the sequence of meaning is that first the threefold combination is done, and then alone the manifestation of name and form is. But that will come later. Tatta Samshaya, with reference to this statement of the Shruti, this samshaya, this doubt arises. Kim Jiva Kartrukamidam Nam Rupa Vyakaranam Ahosvita Parameshwara Kartrukamidi. This manifestation of name and form, is it brought about by Jiva, by the individual being, Ahosvit Ishvara Kartrukam, or is it done by Ishvara? So, creator of the three elements is Ishvara. In Trivit Kurvataha Vyakaranam, understand. So, Sutrakara also has stated that Trivit Karanam has taken place already. So, that is all done by Ishvara. Now, subsequent manifestation of name and form, is it brought about by Ishvara or brought about by Jiva? This is the question. Tatra praptam vyastam. Okay, so what is your conclusion? Jiva kartrukameva idam nam rupa vyakaranamiti. We say that this manifestation of name and form is on the part of Jiva. Kutaha. On what ground do you say that? Because the creation so far has been on the part of Ishvara. Then why do you say this is done by Jiva? Anena Jivena Atmana iti Visheshanat, because of the particular statement or qualification that entering these three elements as their Jiva, as their soul. So that is stated specifically. So where do you find this kind of usage? So Vyakaravani, I will bring to manifestation. This is Uttama Purusha, in the first person usage. Where does the Vyakaravani go? Does it go with that Sat Devata, Sayam Devata, or does it go with Jiva? So the Purupakshi says that the Jiva says Vyakaravani, I will bring the manifestation. Now Ishvara, even though Ishvara says that, the real manifestation is brought about Jiva only. Even though you connect Vyakaravani, Tha loke charena aham parasanyam anupravishya sankalayani. A king says that I will enter the enemy army through my scouts or my secret agents, spies, and I will estimate the strength of the enemy army. I will do that. Iti evam jate ke prayoge char kartakameva sat sainya sankalam. This sainya sankalanam, the actual estimation or counting of this enemy's army is carried out by the spy, not by the king. Sainya Sankalam Hetu Kartrutvat. Because he is the king is the directing agent. King directs the spy to do that. Therefore, king says, I will do that. Is Uttama Purusha Prayogena. So how Uttama Purusha Prayoga? The use of the first person can be in an Aupacharika, in indirect sense, or the figurative sense rather. Evam Jiva Kartakam Sat Naruva Vyakaranam. Similarly, the manifestation of name and form is on the part of Jiva. Hetu Kartatvat, because that Jiva does this as directed by Ishvara. Atmani, so Devata Atmani Adhyaropayati. So what is actually done by Jiva is superimposed upon oneself, and Devata says, I will bring the manifestation. Just as a person says commonly, I did 90 kilometers an hour. Even the car actually runs at 90 kilometers an hour, but he says, I came at 90 kilometers an hour. So running of the car is superimposed upon oneself, and he says, I did it. He did not walk a single step actually, still. Similarly, the counting or estimation of the enemy army that is carried out by a spy, the king says, I will do that. Similarly, even though the manifestation of name and form is brought about by Jiva, still Devata says, I will do that. Also, we don't find Ishvara creating these pots and pans, we find Jivatma creating them. So in our day-to-day experience also, the creation of names and forms is on the part of Jiva. Apicha Ditha Davittadishu Namasu Ditha Davitha, that's the name. Tom, Dick, Harry, whatever the name. Or Ditha, a wooden elephant, and then Davitha, a wooden deer. But here Ditha, Davitha are the names, designations. Sanya, Gata Saravadishu Rupeshu, then a pot and a plate or a pitcher. So these are the shapes. Jivaseva Vyakartatvam Drishtam. So in this day-to-day life, we find that an individual alone brings to manifestation of names and forms. Like he makes chapati, not Ishvara. So we do not find Ishvara doing this in day-to-day life. We find the Jivatma doing it. Tasmad Jiva Kartrukam eva idam Namarupa Vyakaranamiti. Therefore the Purvapakshi concludes that this Namarupa Vyakaranam, manifestation of name and form, is on the part of Jiva. Iti evam prapte, so when this position arises, Abhidatte Sutrakara says Sanyamurti Kluptistu iti. That is designation of the name and form, designation and the shape of the is on the part of Ishvara. Sanyamurti Kluptistu, that tu shabdena paksham vyavartayati, is refuted the Purvapaksha, the opponent point of view. Sanyamurti Kluptihi comes from this sutra. Iti, what does it mean? Namarupa Vyakriya ityetad. So Sutraka doesn't say Namarupa Vyakaranam Trivut Kurvatah. Could have said that. Then you could connect the sutra with the Shastra. But Sanya Murti Klupti. So for the Nama, the word Sanya. For Rupa, the Murti. And for the Vyakaranam, Klupti. So Sanya Murti Klupti, the Namaru Vyakriya ityetad. We should understand the manifestation of name and form. Trivut kurvatah, this is what the Sutrakara says, the Parameshwaram Lakshayati. So by Lakshana Vruti we should understand is the Trivut kurvatah on the part of the one who carried out threefold combination means on the part of Ishvara. How do you say that the one who carried out Trivutkaranam is Ishvara? Trivutkarane tasya nirupavada kartrutva nirdeshat. That Ishvara created three elements and combined them in threefold manner. There is no doubt there. It is unquestioned, therefore taken for granted. So Sutrakar also taking for granted that the threefold combination is carried out by Ishvara. Yayam Sanya Klupti. So Sanya Murti Klupti is what? Sanya Murti Klupti Murtischa. It is Sanya Murti Klupti. So Sanya Klupti, the arrangement of Sanya or the names. Then Murti Klupti, arrangement of the shapes. But Agni, Aditya, Chandrama, Vidyut iti. In the Adhideva, in the context of the Devatas, the Agni is fire, Aditya, sun, Chandrama, moon, Vidyut, the lightning. Tatha Kushikasha Palasadishu. In the context of the Bhautika elementals, Kusha, Kasha, all the names of grass, Palasa name of a tree. Pashu, Mruga, Manusyadishu. In the context of the individual, Pashu, an animal. Mruga, also an animal, a deer maybe. Manusyadishu, human beings, etc. So Adhyatmika, Adidaivika, Adibhautika, Adhyatmika. Three examples are given. Pratyakriti, Prativyakti. Pratyakriti means Pratijati, with reference to every species. Prativyakti, with reference to every individual member of a species. So Jati means a class of objects, deers, cows, etc. Pratikruti or so Prativyakti means individual cow. So manifestation not only of the entire class of things, animals for example, but individual animals also, individual objects also. Aneka prakara, what a variety is there, what a diversity is there, it is mind-boggling. How can you create these millions and millions of species in them, millions and millions of individual members, each one having its own unique features? Sakhalu Parameshwarasyeva Tejo Bannanam Nirmasa Trivrit Kurvataha Tejo Bannanam Nirmatahu Krutihi Bhavitum Arahati. This creation of names and forms with reference to all the species in every individual member can possibly be brought about by Ishvara, who has already created the three elements. Kutaha, on what ground do you say that? Upadeshat, because that is how the teaching is. So which Upadesha are you referring to? Tathai, to illustrate, Sayam Devata Aikshata iti upakramya. So Sayam Devata Aikshata, that sentence quoted, that Devata deliberated. Then Hantaham Imaha Tisro Devataha Anena Jivena Atmana Anupravishya Nam Rupe Vyakarvaniti. The sentence begins with Sayam Devata, it concludes Vyakarvaniti. So Vyakarvaniti Uttama Purusha Prayogena. So Devata deliberated. So Neja Vyakaravani I will bring to manifestation should only apply to Devata. Parasyeva Brahmana Vyakartratamiha Upadishyate. So by that it is very clear that is Para Devata, the Paramatma alone, is the agent of the Vyakaranam, manifestation of the names and forms. This is what we understand from reading the passage itself. Purva Pakshi says, Nanu, Jivanidi Visheshanaj, So you skip in between anena jivena atmana anupravishya. You skip that. Sayam devata aikshata vyakaramana iti. But what about the middle portion? Anena jivena atmana anupravishya. So nanu jivena iti visheshanad jiva kartrukatvam vyakanasya adhyavasitam. If Ishvara wanted to do the manifestation, why should he say, I will enter this as their jiva? So therefore, jivena iti visheshanad, because the particular use of this word jivena as their jiva. Jiva kartrukatvam vyakanasya adhyavasitam. Therefore, we came to the conclusion or a certain opinion that this vyakaranam, the manifestation of name and form, is in the part of jiva. So answer is na etadevam, that is not so. Jivaneti etad anupravishyati anena sambadhyate anantaryat anena jivena atmana anupravishya. So anupravishya is immediately following this jiva, essentially close, very proximate. Therefore the anvaya is anena jivena atmana anupravishya. So jivena goes not with the vyakarvani, with pravesha. Anantaryat no vyakarvani the anena. And so that jivena is not connected to vyakarvani, is connected to the anupravishya. तेन ही संबंधे व्याकरणज्ञेयं देवता विषय उत्तम पुरुष औपचारिक कल्प्येत. On the other hand, if you insist upon saying that Vyakarvani connects with Jiva, then Devata actually says Vyakarvani, that would be interpreted only in a figurative sense, secondary sense, not in the primary sense. So when you read the sentence, it is very clear that Vyakarvani, I will bring the manifestation, it connects with Devata. And still for whatever reason you want to connect it with Jivena, then this connection with Devata will have to be, the primary meaning will be discarded and we will take some secondary meaning. Nacha giri nadi samudradishu nanavideshu namrupeshu anishvasya jivasya vyakana samartya praptihi vyakana asti. And this jivatma anisho vakuryat bhuna janane kaf parikara. What parikara? What samagri? What infrastructure this jivatma has to create such huge objects as giri, as mountains, nadi, rivers, samudra, ocean? But we find that jivas alone are bringing to manifestation all pots and pans and chapatis and idlis, and jiva is doing it. So it looks like the manifestation is in the part of jiva. Yeshvapi cha asti samarthyam teshvapi parameshwarayattam eva tata. So wherever we find a jivatma creating something, like a sweater, like socks, like a dress, like shoes, or like a machine, like a factory, whatever you find, Ishvarayattam eva, there also is by the grace of Ishvara only. Then the question was, Nunudi pravesha kriya jiva kartruka vyakaranam Ishvara kratam iti kartru bhedat tva pratya anena jivena atmana anupravishya. As jiva will enter, so there is a tva pratyaya there. And then Vyakarvani, having entered, the manifestation takes place. So that tva pratyaya anupravishya is lap pratyaya. The idea is that tva pratyaya lap pratyaya saman kartrukam shows that the agent is the same. Meaning the one who entered is the one that brings to manifestation. But if you say that entering is jiva and manifestation by Ishvara, then the tva pratyaya doesn't, is not proper, because the agents of kartas are different. So Vasharika said, Nasya Jivo Nama Parameshwarat Atyantam Abhinna Atyanta Bhinna Chare Virajna iti. Just as a spy is an entity quite different from the king. That way Jiva is not an entity apart from Ishvara. Even though we use the word Jiva, the word Ishvara, different words are used. And each one has its own meaning also. So these words are not synonyms. If they are not synonyms, then therefore Jiva is not someone different from, not synonyms, that's all right. But still, Jiva is not someone different from Ishvara, just as a spy is different from a king. In that sense, Jiva is, Ishvara alone is the form of Jiva. So Vashyakar explained, who is this Jiva? Jiva is the reflection of consciousness or Ishvara in this body-mind complex. उपाधिमात्र निबंधनत्वाच्च जीव भावस्य आत्मना इति विशेषणात् as Atma number one. And also, then why do you call him Jiva? It is because of Upadhi. It is because of the identification with the body-mind complex that Sat or Brahman comes to be called Jiva. Like a multi-millionaire actor wearing the costume of a beggar, then acts as a beggar. Tena tatkruta vinama vyakaranam parameshwara bhavati. So even though in the day-to-day life you find Jivatma is creating pots and pans and this and that, but through that, who is really Jiva? None other than Ishvara in that form. So even when the pot maker seems to do things, Ishvara in that form was doing it anyway. Parameshwareva Chandam Rupayo Vyakarta iti Sarvopanishad Siddhanta. And not only here, in all Upanishads, it is the considered opinion, the conclusion arrived at is that it is Ishvara who is the creator of this universe. Akasho havai nam rupayo nirvahita ityadi shrutibhyah. Akasha stands for Brahma Param Brahma. Akashoi nam rupayo nirvahita. Accomplisher. Ishvara alone accomplishes the names and forms. Tasmat Parameshwarasya eva Tirutkurutah karma nam rupayoho vyakaranam. Therefore, Parameshwara, who has already brought about the Trivutkaranam, threefold combination, that alone is also the Nirvahita. So, now Vyakaranam, the manifestation of name and form also, is on the part of Ishvara, who has created the three elements and created the threefold combination. Triyutkarana purvakame veda idamiha namru vyakaranam vivakshate. So Patha, that reading is Nama Rupa Vyakarvani. Then Trivudnitasam Trivudam Ekaika Karvani. So according to the text, the Trivutkaranam or the threefold combination seems to follow the manifestation name and form. To that Bhasha says Trivutkarana Purvakam Evaidam Iha Namru Vyakaran Vivakshate. So Vivaksha, Vaktamicha, what the Shruti really wants to convey is first is Trivutkaranam, then Namru Vyakaranam. प्रत्येकम Now Vyakaranaste Tejo Bandhotpatti Vachanenaiva Uktatvat. Because all name and form is always preceded by the creation of three elements, the fire, water and earth. So even though you call it pot and pan and whatever you call it, it presupposes already the creation of three elements. And also therefore the combination of three elements is supposed. Then only you can give a given name, pot and pan, etc. Taccha Triyutkaranam Agnyaditya Chandra Vidyutsu Shruti Darshayati. That Triyutkaranam, threefold combination is shown by the Shruti. In case of the fire, sun, moon, lightning, Vidyutsu, the Shruti Darshayati. That is what the Shruti shows in these four cases. Yadagnehe rohitam rupam tejasa tadrupam yat shuklam tadapam yat krishnam tad annasya ityadina. That the red glow that you find in the fire, that belongs to the element fire. The white glow you find in the fire belongs to the element water. The black glow that you find sometimes belongs to the element earth in the fire. Now there also, in the manifesto of name and form, the name and form are two. Which one comes first, which comes later? Bhashyakara says, Tatra agnihi iti idam rupam vyakriyate. Satija rupa vyakarane vishaya pratalambhat agnitam nama vyakriyate. So Bhashyakara is, first the form is created. When the form comes to manifestation, then know that some object is there. Then you name that object. First, the child is born. The rupa comes first. Then you give the name. So and so. So we find that the name is given to something after that the form has already come into being. Otherwise not. So Bhashyakara says, even in the manifestation name and form, the sequence is the form is brought to manifestation first and then the name. Evameva Aditya Chandra Vidyutsu api drashtavyam. Same must be seen in case of the sun, the moon, the lightning. Okay, we came so far. Says Ratnaprabha, this we know read actually. So yadyapi atah prabhavat ityatra veda shabda purvika artha srushti ukta. Atah prabhavat. So from atah, from Vedas, everything has come out. Iti atra veda shabda purvika artha srushti ukta. The creation of an object is preceded by the creation of the word or the name. So name comes first and then form comes according to that statement. Tathapi avyaktat srutat shabdat artha srushto satyam. The thing is that shabda is there, but avyakta is there. In the mind, that shabda is there. That's how you bring about the form and then you give it the name. So Vyakta name or the manifest name is given after the form has come into being. Before the name was there, but it was Avyakt unmanifest. The manifest name comes after the manifest form. It is difficult really to say which one is first because both of them go together. Moment a word is uttered, the form automatically flashes in the mind. Although Tulsidas would say name comes before the form. Because Rama Nama comes, then Rama Rupa comes. But even you say Rama Nama, some rupa is there in your mind. Whenever a name is uttered, some form is always is there. So without the form, the name cannot be. Without the name, the form cannot be. Name is a concept. Form is an object. And there is always a concept, an object. So every object creates in you a concept. So part is a concept. The object part creates the concept part which is called name. But anyway, then now says Ratnaprabha, Nanu Agnyadinam Taijasanam eva Shrutau Udaharanad. But Shruti gives 4 illustrations. Agni, Aditya, Chandramaha, Vidyut. All of them are illustrations of light or the element fire. So Agni Adidam Taijasanam eva Shrutau Udaharanad. Shruti gives illustration of the 4 illustrations. All of them enjoy the nature of fire or light. Bhujalayoho Triatmakatvam na vivakshitam. So, from the illustration looks like the Shruti means to say that the element fire is combined in threefold manner. But there is no illustration to show the combination of the element water or element earth. So maybe Shruti does not intend to say that the water, earth also, the elements underwent the process of threefold combination. Maybe that is not Shruti's intention. Shruti's intention is only to show the threefold combination of element fire. Ityadaha, to that, Bhashyakara says, Anena cha iti. So Bhashya says, Anena cha Ajnadi udaharanena Bhauma Ambasa Tejaseshu Trishu api Dravyeshu Avisheshena Trutkaranam Uktam Bhavati Upakrama Upasamharayoho Sadharanatvad. Anecha Agnyadi Udaharanena. So by the illustration of Agnyadi, Agni, Aditya, Chandramaha, Vidyut, by that illustration, Bhauma Ambasa, Tejaseshu. Bhauma means the modification of Bhumi or the earth. Ambasa, the modification of Ambas or water. Tejasa, the modification of Tejas or fire. Trishu api dravyeshu. For all these substances created from these 3 elements, fire, water and earth, avisheshena trivutkaranam uktam bhavati. Even though Shruti gives illustration only in case of the element fire, you should understand that this process of trivutkaranam or threefold combination applies to all the 3: fire, water and earth. So Nyayana Yasya Trivutkaranam Gamyate Tasya Vastu Kimiti Kim Atideshana iti. The idea is that what is stated in case of fire is now extended in case of water and earth. So that is called Atideshan. So what is stated in one case is extended. Well, why should we extend it? Shruti talks about the threefold combination of element fire. So let it stand there. Why should you extend it to apply to elements water and earth also? So Bhashyaka said, Upakrama Upasamharayoho Sadharanatvad, because the Upakrama and Upasamhara, the commencement and the conclusion must have the same idea. There must be consistency between the two. Then Bhashyakara explains that तथा हि अविशेषेणैव उपक्रमः इमाः तिस्रो देवताः त्रिवृत्तिवृत् एकैका भवति इति तथा हि अविशेषणेव उपक्रमः उपक्रमः the commencement is avisheshana without specifying that only a given element will go through the process of threefold combination. It applies to all the elements. Avisheshaneva upakra imat tisro devataha, all the three devatas without exception, without limiting it to any one element. Trivutru ekaika bhavati tanme vijanihiti. So how each element becomes threefold, may you know that from me. Iti. So says Nyaya Nirnay, tisrah tavad imaha tejobannakhyaha devataha tasam. So imaha tisro devataha. Tisrah tavad imaha tejobannakhyaha devataha. These three devatas called the fire, water and earth. Then Tirut ekaika bhavati. So says tasam ekaika devata tirutyatmika triatmika bhavati. Each devata or each element will undergo a process of the threefold division and combination. So the upakrama. What upasamhara then? अविशेषेणैव च उपसंहारः यदु रोहितम् इव भूत् इति तेजसः तद्रूपम् इत्येवमादिः यदविज्ञातम् इव भूत् इति एतासाम् एव देवतानां समासः इति एवमन्तः. So upasamhara, conclusion also is common. Avisheshaneva upasamhara, without any restriction, the conclusion also is common for all the three elements. Yadu rohitame abhuditi, that which was as though rohitam, the red, tejasa tadrupam, wherever they see the red color, they know that to be the color of the element fire. Yat avijñātam abhūt. So says Nyaya Nirnay Ratna Prabha, so upakrame tāsām madhyeti sheshah. So I don't find that upakrame means tasam madhya of the upakrama upasamharayoho, among the two, to illustrate the upakrama. Yadu rohitam, yadu yad avijñātam abhūt. So that which cannot be very clearly identified, that this is such and such color. So yat kapota rupadikam krishnatwadi visheshakarana avijñātam. So when you see a kapota, when you see a dove or a pigeon, you can't say this is black, this is red, this is white. So these specific colors are not seen in case of many entities such as a pigeon. Krishnatwadi vishesha avijñātam eva bhavati. Not vijñātam eva, ratnavra avijñātam eva bhavati. So which cannot be clearly known as red or white or black. What about them? Like a pigeon, or it is not neither black nor white, not red, different variegated colors are there. Tad devatanam samudaya rupam ityartha. That is a combination of the three colors. So if you see a color, all these Mahatmas, all these wise people, they recognize everything as the manifestation of the three colors. But wherever saw the red color, they knew that as manifestation of the element fire. But where they did not find specifically these three colors, there are many objects which cannot be said this is black, this is red, this is white. Then samasah tad devatanam samudaya rupam ityartha. That is the combination of three colors. That's what they knew. Thus the wise people recognize everything as a manifestation of the three elements. And three elements are manifestation of Sat. Therefore they saw that Sat or Brahma, so whole universe as the manifestation of Sat or Brahma. उपसंहारस्थौ इति शब्दो क्रमेण यत् शब्दाभ्याम संबध्यते says न्याय निर्णय यत् अविज्ञातम् अभूत् इति यदु रोहितम् अभूत् इति. There are two iti. Each iti goes with that yat, that's all. Yat rohitam abhut iti, yat avijñātam abhut iti. That's how. I don't know what was the need to say that, but anyway. So upasamharasthau iti shabdau kramena yat shabdabhyam sambadhyate. So first iti shabda is connected to the first yat shabda, yat rohitam. Second iti shabda connected to other yat avijñātam eva iti. Avijñātam means what? Vishesha rupen adrushtam. Avijñātam doesn't mean not seen. You see it all right. You do not see it either as red or white or black. Ivakarau uvayatra drushtarupasya avasatvarthau yat avijñātam iva abhūt yadu rohitam iva abhūt. What is ivakara? As though red, as though. Avijñātam means cannot be designated as such and such. Drushtarupasya avasatvarthau. Even though you see red color, so as though it is red, because in reality this red color is nothing but Brahman. In reality the color that cannot be designated as also is Brahman. So these colors, even though it is say Trini Rupani Ityeva Satyam, the three colors alone are real, you don't have to stop there. Only in that illustration it is three colors. But as Bhashyakara said, how the color or the element earth reduces to water, and element water reduces to fire, and fire reduces to sat. That's also what the wise people see. So they see everything as a manifestation of sat, which is as though this red and as though white, etc. So idea is that don't think that the red, etc. is the ultimate reality. Even in colors also, they are not there, they are ultimately reduced to something else. Samasa samudaya ityava. Samasa means combination. So thus the Sutra 20 is completed. The next one, the Ratnavara says, Bāhyam Trivit Karanam Uktva Adhyatmikam Aparam Purukta Vilakshanam Vadanna Uttara Sutram Avatarayate. Bhashyam Trivutkaranam Uktva. Having stated the threefold process combination that takes place outside the body, that's Bhashyam. Adhyatmikam Aparam Purokta Aparam is Purokta Vilakshanam. Then a different kind of combination. At the level of body, the threefold combination is different from the combination at the external level, in the external world. Uttara Sutram Avatarayati. That the threefold combination taking place at the level of the body is of a different nature than the threefold combination taking place at the level of the world creation of name and form. So that is different, and this is the processes are different. So aparam means what? Purokta Vilakshanam. Another Trivutkaranam. Another threefold combination different from the previous one. The previous one at the Adibhautika level of elemental. Second, this new one is the Adhyatmikam at the individual level. So Bhashyakara is Tasamiti. Tasam Tisrunam Devatanam Bahihi Trivutkratanam Satinam Adhyatmam Aparam Trivutkaranam Uktam Yamastisro Devataha Purusham Prapya Trivuttivrita Ekaika Bhavati Iti. So Tasam Tisrunam Devatanam Bahi Trivutkatanam Satinam. Those three devatas which underwent the process of the threefold combination outside the body. Adhyatmam Aparam Trivutkaranam. So says Nyaya Nirnaya, Adhyatmam Dehe Trivutkaranam Aparam Karatrarupana Vartanam Iti Yavat. See, Aparam is interpreted as Purvokta Vilakshanam by Ratnaprabha. Nyaya Nirnaya is Aparam Karyatrarupana Vartanam. Although the Vartanam, behavior in the form of the three Karya, the three products. Products of the mind, so flesh and excreta in this way. Imaha tisro devataha purusham prapya trivutrude ekaika bhavati iti. Says Nyaya Nirnaya. So imaha tisro devataha. So yaha khalu imaha devataha. These three devatas. Tisro, the three. Bahi trivutkrutaha darshitaha. The very same three devatas. The fire, water and earth, which were shown to be undergoing the threefold combination outside the body. Tasam ekaika devata purusham prapya. Each individual devata, the fire, the water, the earth comes to this person in the form of food. The water comes as water, the fire comes as the oil or the clarified butter. So Purusham Prapya, Shariram Prapya. So when these three devatas in those particular form, they get united with this body, or they are consumed by this body. Trivruta Karyatarupena Triatmika Bhavati. Each element also becomes transformed into its products and each one becomes also threefold and threefold. So we don't see the combination of the three. We find the element earth divided into three, as it will say next sutra itself. So that which is the grossest, and so that which is the savishto dhatu tat purisham bhavati, which is the grossest part, that becomes excreta and is rejected. And the middle part then becomes mamsam, or the flesh. The subtle part goes to the nourishment of the mind. So each one becomes threefold. They must be combining. Here the combination, outside we imagine a combination, that each element gets divided into two, and each half again further gets divided into two. So each element is now half, 1/4 and 1/4. The 1/4 of each one is added to the other two elements, and thus you have this, the threefold combined elements, fire, water and earth. So that kind of combination, it must be taking place in the body. Each element comes and unites with the other two. So in the body, what you call the excreta is predominantly earth, but water and fire also must be there. What you call flesh is predominantly earth with water and fire. What you call mind also is predominantly earth or food with some elements of the water and fire also. Same thing Ratnaprabha said, Purusha Shariram Prapya Ekaika Trivud Bhavati Karyatrayatmana Bhavati Ityartha. So fire element comes to body and then gets united with the other two, and therefore Karyatrayatmana Bhavati. Because body, you can't say this is only fire. Wherever fire is, water and earth are also there. And so each one gets modified into this threefold way. Uttara sutrena ashankitam dosham nirasitum adau shankavisham adhyatmika trutkanam darshayati bhashyartha. So what is the next sutra doing here? The next sutra does not seem to be an answer to any doubt or anything. So what is the next sutra doing? Then Bhashyakara says, Tadidanim Acharyah Yathashruti Eva Upadarshayate Ashankitam Kanchid Dosham Pariharishyan. Tat idanim. So now Tadid Adhyatmikam Tirutkaram Uchyate. That Adhyatmikam Tirutkaranam Idanim Acharya Yatha Shruti Upadarshayati. Acharya says in the word of the Shruti. So the threefold combination that takes place at the level of body, the Sutrakara states that in the words of Shruti itself. Why? Ashankitam Kanchit Dosham Pariharishyan. So there is no dosha in the second sutra. The second sutra creates the ground for a doubt for the next sutra. Therefore, the second sutra only is in combination of this particular, in continuation of this sutra only. It doesn't say new topic. It does say, in as much as the previous sutra, the sutra 20, refer to the combination at the external level. Sutra 21 talks about combination at the individual level. Same sequence as the Shruti is followed here, without at this time any other doubt, etc. So says Ratnaprabha, Uttara Sutrena Ashankitam Dosham. The dosha or the doubt that will be created for the sutra before this, later. Adau Shanka Vishayam Adhyatmika Trutkaram Darshayati. So Sutra number 22 will present the resolving of a doubt which Sutra 21 creates. So Sutra 21 is stated merely as Vishaya, which creates a samshaya or doubt for which there is the Purva Paksha and Uttar Paksha and Siddhanta. Therefore, Adau Shanka Vishayam Adhyatmika Tirutkaram Darshayati. So that which will form the subject matter for the Shanka or the doubt, that is stated, the Adhyatmikam Tirutkaranam, the threefold combination level of body, will be stated in the next sutra. Okay, we'll just read the next sutra. Mamsade bhaumam yatha shabditam itarayoscha. Mamsadi, mams means flesh. Ite adi shabda annam ashitam treda bhavati. The food that is consumed gets divided into three parts. Ini Shrutya Urisha Manasoho Upalakshakaha. So even though the sutra mentions Mamsa, but also stands for the Purisha and Manaha, which are the other products of the element earth. Tathacha Mamsadi means what? So it's Adi. So Mamsa Purisha Prabhuti, all those things. So Mams also includes the excreta and others. Is Bhaumam Trirutkutayaha Annatmakaya Bhume Karyam. So Mamsadi Bhaumam. The flesh in our body is a product of the element earth. What is Bhaumam? Tirutkutayaha Annatmikayaha Bhume Karyam. So Mam Bhaum, what is Bhauma? Bhume Karyam Bhaumam. So that which is product of the Bhumi or earth is called Bhaumam, means the made of earth. Yatha Shabditam. In keeping with the Shruti herself. Itarayoscha. So, how about the other two elements? Itarayoscha ap tejasoho api yatha shabdam. Of the two elements, the water and earth and fire also, as stated in the Shruti. Mutram lohitam pranasapam karyam ityadi shastra anusutya. That mutra is and lohita are the products of water, and prana apam chakaryam ityadi, and prana is the product of the element water. Shastra anusutya mutra karyam bodhyam. So therefore understand that from other two elements also they also undergo this threefold combination. We'll see it tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ